Not too far from our remote corner of the galaxy, there was a planet called Meowtopia. It was a sanctuary planet for stray kittens, where they lived in peace and harmony. However, Meowtopia was in trouble. A band of space owl mercenaries called the Parliament of Pain had taken over the planet. Kittens have no greater natural enemy than owls, and their only goal is to eat all kittens. The space owl mercenaries had been hired by a mysterious figure who had a grudge against the stray kittens. It was rumored that the figure was a crazy cat lady who had been scorned by the kittens when she tried to adopt one. She had sworn revenge, and the Parliament of Pain was her weapon of choice. The kittens were in a state of panic. They had no idea how to defend themselves against the space owl mercenaries. They tried to hide, but the space owls were relentless in their pursuit. The kittens knew they needed help, and needed help fast. There was only one call to make. Whiskers and Paws, space cat heroes for hire. Whiskers and Paws were known throughout the galaxy for their bravery and cunning. They had defeated the evil feline warlord Fluffy countless times, destroyed the villainous army of self-aware vacuum cleaners, and ended the Roomba rebellion. They had saved countless lives. The kittens knew that if anyone could save them, it was Whiskers and Paws. Whiskers and Paws received the distress call from Meowtopia and immediately set off to save the day. The money looked right, and they knew they had to act fast before the space owls could do any more harm. As they approached Meowtopia, Whiskers and Paws could see the ragtag fleet of the Parliament of Pain circling the planet, and they knew they had to come up with a plan quickly. Whiskers suggested a stealth mission, but Paws insisted on a full frontal assault on the cowardly owl armada. They argued for a few moments before settling on a compromise. They would sneak onto the planet, gather intelligence, and then plan their attack. As they landed on the planet, they immediately noticed how quiet it was. Normally, there would be meowing and purring everywhere on this kitten sanctuary, but now there was only the eerie silence of a planet in danger. They moved quickly and quietly, trying to avoid detection. They snuck around the various buildings on the planet, hoping to find some clues that would help them to defeat the space owls. It wasn't long before they found a clue. They stumbled upon a secret communication device that the space owl mercenaries had been using to contact their employer. The kittens had been right. The crazy cat lady was behind all of this. Whiskers and Paws listened in on the conversation between the space owl mercenaries and the crazy cat lady. They learned that the cat lady had a deep-seated hatred for kittens and that she was willing to pay any price to see them all destroyed. Whiskers and Paws knew they had to act fast. They came up with a plan to take down the space owls and save the kittens once and for all. The plan was simple. They would create a diversion by setting off explosions, simulating an attack on one side of the planet, which would distract the space owls. While the mercenaries were distracted, Whiskers and Paws would sneak into the space owl base and take them out on the ground one by one. The plan went off without a hitch. The space owls were caught completely off guard by the explosions, and most took to flight to investigate. Whiskers and Paws were able to sneak into the ground base undetected. The base was dark and creepy, with owl feathers and owl poop littering the floor. Whiskers and Paws crept around, careful not to make a single sound. They knew that the slightest noise could give away their position. As they moved through the base, they encountered several space owl assault troopers, but Whiskers and Paws were too fast for them. The Parliament of Pain mercenaries were strongest in flight. On the ground, the space owls had no chance. Whiskers and Paws dodged and weaved, using their cat-like reflexes to take out the space owls one by one. They knocked them out with swift punch and kick combinations, making sure not to harm them too badly. As they approached the final room, they could hear the crazy cat lady's voice coming from the other side of the door. They knew this was it, the moment of truth. Whiskers and Paws burst into the room, ready to take on the crazy cat lady and save the kittens. But what they found was insane. The crazy cat lady was actually a space coyote in disguise, the only natural enemy more dangerous to kittens than owls. It turned out that the space coyote had been jealous of all the attention the stray kittens were getting and had concocted this entire plan to rid the world of kittens. Whiskers and Paws were shocked, but they didn't let their guard down. They knew they still had to stop the space coyote and save the kittens. The unnamed space coyote put up a good fight, but Whiskers and Paws were too skilled for her. They dodged her attacks and countered with their own. The dastardly space coyote fled rather than face feline justice at the hands of Whiskers and Paws. With the space coyote defeated, Whiskers and Paws released all the kittens from their cages and led them to safety. The kittens were overjoyed to be reunited with their beloved planet and their freedom. Whiskers and Paws were hailed as heroes by the kittens and the galaxy at large. They had saved Meowtopia from certain doom and had exposed the space coyote's evil plan. From that day forward, Whiskers and Paws continued to protect the galaxy from all sorts of villains and danger, but they always had a soft spot for Meowtopia and the adorable kittens that lived there. They knew they had made some lifelong friends and had cemented their place in the history of the galaxy as the ultimate space cat heroes for hire. For more bad AI sci-fi stories, please subscribe.